welcome to MGP, the one before 400, because I'm not going to say that number that I have to say every 2 years and can't say it right because it doesn't come out of my mouth right. I'm Kev. Yeah, episode 399. I'm Kev, and with me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 399. Right, let's try and say it not like a farmer. Episode 399. Even then.
It says elocution lessons you've had.
That's the one that I can't do. 99. I can even do my THs now, but it's 99. Even there's still there's a lip twang in there. I need to hold my lip straight. 99. That was better. I've got to stop my lip warbling.
You wait till we get to 999.
We ain't getting to 999.
Well, I said you wait till we get to 333 and 399 before, and you got through them, so I don't know. It's 400 next time we record.
It is, which we'll get this out of the way early for those of you who aren't interested in games and just listen to the banterific start and then disappear. There won't actually be an episode next week because me and Anna, as you well know, are moving house. So this is actually the last episode ever being recorded where so many of the early episodes were recorded. It's the last. This might be my last ever piece of garage content, unless Football Manager do some more announcements that I have to react to early next week. But yeah, because we're going to be in the throes of moving house, there won't be a podcast next week. We should, all being well, as long as internet and stuff has been set up properly, we should be back the week after for our episode 400 extravaganza, which Sheepdog has prepared an exceptional party for. You should see the guest list. He's getting everyone back. He's getting celebrity guests. He's just got so much brilliant stuff planned. If the next episode isn't the greatest MGP you've ever listened to, it's Sheepdog's fault.
Yeah, I haven't been trying very hard. You lot have been going on about
title
it for
of Sheepdog's
weeks.
autobiography there, boys and girls.
It's basically my catchphrase, but I haven't been going on about it for 3 months now. I have been trying to get it all depends on whether Apple, Spreaker, and Spotify come back to me with positive outcomes. If they're not going to do anything, then what can we do? I mean, we're just four people.
We could do a damn good show, Sheepdog. That's what we could do.
Yeah. Well,
we could get Adi back. We could get John back. We could. Don't think anyone else ever co-hosted with us. There's no other names that I'm remembering.
There is no one else.
Yeah,
no.
we could get those two back though. The fan favourites, Angry John and even Angrier Adi. We can get the two of them back and reminisce. I'm sure there was another guy. I don't remember.
Was. Don't be mean.
Who?
Bouncy.
That isn't ringing any bells. What's a bouncy? Does he have a real name? I mean, that's stupid. That's not a name, surely. But we can get everyone back.
I'm slightly nervous now that there'll be someone out there called Ralph or something who's sat there going, they remember the episode I did, and then Anna's gone, there is someone, and they're like, yes, it's my time, and then she said bouncy.
That guy is Proton going, I did 3 episodes. Get back in your box, Proton. You're not coming on episode 400. No. Goodness me.
Is
our sync still leaks.
Is Night Shift probably on there 400?
Never heard of it.
Don't be mean. You'll have to get some crackers, though. Some ice cream crackers.
Ice cream crackers?
Ice cream cones. But I'm a fully fledged PC gamer these days, exactly. Anna. I'm not even getting an Xbox Series X because I've got 2 gaming PCs sat in front of me. Oh dear, what have I become? That's how much we've changed in the 10 years or so since we first started recording podcasts. I did a little bit of a speech on this on my stream just now and realised that this isn't actually where the podcast empire all began, because our first episode was recorded around Monkey's house, if I recall, Sheepdog.
Mature Gamer?
Of Best Thing From.
Oh, yeah.
Our very first podcast. But then from episode 2 of that, and certainly from the start of MGP, it's all been out of this house, and a lot of it's been out of this garage. So it is officially the end of an era. 10 years worth of content has been flowing into your ear holes out of this car storage hole in the side of my house. And as of the next episode, it will be no more. Things are going to sound different because we're going to get fancy. I'm going to be recording indoors like a
carpet.
So I'm going to be indoors with a radiator, with a window. Don't worry, though. It won't be like those episodes that we did sat on our sofa sharing a microphone all those years ago. It's not going to be that kind of indoors. It's going to be indoors, but with all the kit we've accumulated in the garage. It's actually going to be professional and awesome. And because it's episode 400, Pab's agreed to come round our house and do it live.
Yeah, you wish. You wish.
I do. Oh, it's all I want. That would be the dream.
Come on, Pab, it's, a 45-minute drive for me. You could at least drive 2 hours to get here.
Yeah, come on, Pab.
I don't think he's allowed to leave Manchester at the moment, the way they're going.
They can take his tag off for the day.
No, you should have got bagged up, Pab. I was thinking about you saying about 10 years ago, we basically started podcasting to get free fish and chips, free pork pies and free beer. You don't even eat meat anymore and you haven't drank for years. I'm the only one out of us drinking and I don't eat meat either. It's like, what have we become? If we'd have known this was the route podcasting was going to take us down, we probably wouldn't do it.
We've certainly become a pair of internet wangs over the last 10 years. No, imagine if time travel became a thing right now and hipster version of me and you went back and met old Kevin Steve, original Kevin Steve, old Drunky Magoo and Mr. Porksalot.
I'd go back, tell him I'm vegetarian, and he'd say that again, I'd lean in and he'd just headbutt me. Broken nose.
Yeah. This is what the internet does to you if you stay on it too long, boys and girls. Because the internet's still in its infancy, there isn't much that's been going 10 years online. This is what happens when you stay too long. You start hating the things you used to love.
Does that mean 10 years' time we're just going to eat more meat and drink more booze? And
only if we give up. If we give up the internet, then we'll be back on meat and beer and, we might even start playing video games again. Who knows?
No, don't say that. I haven't got time for that.
Yeah, what have we become? Goodness me. 10 years of absolute Lee McElwain doesn't even know us anymore.
He's tried to go through it all. He keeps putting little bits up. He said something earlier. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up while I talk because he tweeted, and I just thought, God, I remember that, and it didn't seem that long ago, and it made me hate myself a little bit. Come on, where is it? He's put, Steve crashes his car because the seagull didn't make sense. And I was just like, what's he on about? And then I remembered that I just saw a seagull that confused me and I just reversed my car into another car. Completely. And I was just like, he's actually quite recent now. It's recent enough that I have a driving license. It's beyond the point where I was relying on you to drive me everywhere.
Yeah, but, how much money did I agree I was going to give this man for doing this? Was it a tenner? Tell me it was only a tenner.
I think it was a £20 iTunes voucher, and he's never cottoned on that iTunes doesn't exist anymore.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. And plus, he's an Android boy, isn't he?
I think so. But
I'll find him a £20 iTunes voucher that he won't be able to use, even if he buys an iPhone, because it doesn't exist anymore. But I'll find one for you, Lee. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I like the fact he has gone through all this though, because it is interesting hearing random things and thinking that is insane. I forgot that had happened. It's like if you go on Twitter and you just find he sends the tweet every day, and if you read the most recent one, the one before it is on this, you can literally go through the entire. When he's done 290
for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, because you're from Apple and you just check into the podcast to decide if you're going to promote it for episode 400. One of our listeners is going back through the entire back catalogue over the course of this year, one episode per day, and giving us the highlights of each episode. He's living through the last 10 years. Over the course of 1 year. For him, I mean, if you think 2020's been a weird year for you, imagine a year in his life. He's got to dedicate 2 hours a day to listen. He's probably down to an hour a day now. Now he's hitting modern times. But we had episodes that were 2, 3, 4 hours long way back in the past.
There's one here that says Pab commits murder, makes breakfast in pants, Anna giggles on a camel. It smacks of sloppiness. Kev is back on the grind and has played 26 hours of Football Manager 18. So he's in 2018, and that's probably why Pab's in jail.
Yeah, that's why he's still at the tag now. So other than that exciting development that there's no show next week, has anyone got any exciting tales to tell before we get into the wonderful world of video games?
It's been weird. I'm locked in the house, so I don't really...
We all are, Sheepdog. We all are.
Well, no, I know.
It's been in the news and everything. It's not just a Sheepdog thing. Have you tried sticking the telly on?
Everyone else I know seems to be getting on with their lives. I'm stuck to it. No one told me to come out. So I've just
I've been telling you to come out for years.
No, no is the answer. It's just been a weird week of being stuck. I tried to make a bed on Saturday and...
He doesn't mean construct one either. For the first time in his life, he tried to just straighten up the pillows and pull the covers back across and messed it up.
We somehow followed IKEA's instructions and managed to put every piece the wrong way round. It was ridiculous, and we had to start again so many times. Honestly... I don't understand. Someone needs to just go around town doing IKEA jobs for people. I'd pay them to do my jobs. It was ridiculous.
Handyman. There's a handyman will come and do that for you.
Where do I find such a handyman?
In the local advertising rag that comes through the door. Littered with handymen.
Is this an advert? Are we in an advert all of a sudden?
No, we'll be doing one of them in about 20 minutes and it'll be great. But, yeah, just handymen in general. They're a thing. They're men and they're handy. They can do... the stuff that you're not man enough to do.
That's a lot of things. I don't know if they're man enough to do that many things.
I bet they are. They're handy. I bet Pab could assemble your IKEA furniture for you. He strikes me as quite the handy sort.
I probably could, but I'd hate doing it. I hate it. It's awful.
It is awful.
Yep.
And I thought getting a house and doing all that when I first moved in meant I never had to do it again. But it seems like all this stuff needs upkeeping and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It probably does. I'd just like to apologise to everybody that for the last 10 seconds or so there was football noise in the background. I had my routing table set up wrong. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You know at what point Sheepdog started to bore me and I started playing FIFA again. But I've stopped and I've fixed it. It's fine.
All right, I'll stop talking about making beds and stuff. I know it was riveting. We can go straight onto games if you want.
Yeah, FIFA is a game. I might have subliminally prepared everybody for the fact that this was coming by just having roaring crowds over Sheepdog's bed story. It's like, I made a bed, put everything in the wrong place. Yes! Everyone loves it, Sheepdog.
So, you're the only person in the world at the moment that I've witnessed that seems to be positive about FIFA 21. Is this because you didn't really
You're
play
witnessing
FIFA 20?
The wrong places then, because in Kev's circles, everyone, it's pretty unanimous that everyone is saying this is the best FIFA for at least the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, I think they're just salty
it just
about
plays
what they
brilliantly.
did to Nintendo.
What did they do to Nintendo? Oh, that, but they do that every year. They did that on the last gen consoles every year as well. They even call it the Legacy Edition. It's not like they're pretending it's a brand new game. They call it the Legacy Edition. It's there if people want it. The gameplay doesn't change at all. They just update the squads and stuff. If people want to pay for it, they can, but they're not hiding it. They're not pretending it's a new version. It's the same one that in 3 years' time they'll still be releasing on PS4. There'll be a Legacy Edition that comes out that will just be updated squads for people who've only got a PS4. They haven't gone to the PS5. They can't have the shiny new one, but they still want to be able to play a game of FIFA with their favourite player at their favourite club. That's what it's for. So it is a bit weird how silly the internet have got about it.
Yeah,
people don't have to buy it.
But is it just an updated roster then?
Pretty much, yeah.
And they have the goal to charge the same price as they're doing for the...
But you don't have to buy it.
Yeah, but if all they're doing is updating the roster, make it 20 quid.
But then that would work. I mean, what they should perhaps do to calm everyone's nonsense down is for anyone who already owns the previous one, they can pay extra to get an updated roster. But
yeah.
For someone who doesn't currently own FIFA on the Switch, why should they get it? It makes no odds to them that it's the same one as last year. They didn't get it last year, so they can pay full price for it. I don't see what the big deal is. And if you did get it last year, what on earth are you doing buying it again this year when it's clear from the box that nothing has changed other than the rosters? Just make do with the one you've got. I don't understand. People just love to have something to complain about.
So, yeah, I think that's more what it is.
But the only thing I'm thinking of that is, like, you're right. They shouldn't get the game for cheaper, like you say. But how much work is going into that update other than just updating the squads? How much work is that compared to how much work is going? It's like that seems it still seems a lot. You're right, but it still seems like a lot considering all they're doing is updating the database.
We live in a capitalist society controlled by supply and demand, Pam.
Yeah.
There must be a reason they're producing these legacy editions.
Yeah, it's still getting sold, I suppose, isn't it?
I suppose if they made it too cheap, they'd worry people would just buy that because it's half the price.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
People might make do if they could save 20 quid.
I don't know.
And let's face it, who the hell was playing FIFA on the Switch anyway? What are you doing with your life, people? It's available on literally everything. Play it on something good. I love the Switch, but it is not the platform to play FIFA on. At all. Just play it on anything else. You silly, silly bears. But I am about 70 hours deep, 78 hours deep into FIFA 21, and I am loving it. This is the most fun I've had with FIFA people are saying 3 or 4 years, but I didn't really play much of it 3 or 4 years ago. This is the most fun I've had with FIFA for 10 years, probably. I can actually do this one. I'm slowly but surely getting better at it. The controls seem to actually work. Like 95 times out of 100, I'll press something and the thing that I wanted to happen will happen. Whereas I haven't been able to say that about a lot of FIFAs previously. I would always do the thing where I'd be trying to tackle someone, accidentally tackle them early, and then boot the ball forward because the tackle button's the same as the shoot button or the pass button. And stuff like that just doesn't seem to be in there anymore. The dribbling system works now for incompetent buffoons like me. You don't have to be a super skilled superstar to be able to just dribble with the ball a little bit. If you want to do all the super fancy tricks, there's still that real top tier gameplay that I'll never be able to do that separates the real top players from the numbskulls. But for people at my level, dribbling has not been an option for years in this game because you just get insta-tackled as soon as you try and run with the ball. But now there's ways for people on a lower skill level to actually do something that roughly represents a normal game of football. Passing works better, shooting works better. It just all seems to play much better than any version of FIFA I've played in a long time. And plus, you know I love Ultimate Team. I love playing Ultimate Team in the years where I don't enjoy playing FIFA. I'll still do Ultimate Team. I've spent a weekend down in London with Pab telling him how much I was enjoying FIFA when I didn't open the actual game. I was just playing it on the app on my phone, buying and selling players all weekend and having a lovely old time. That's enough for me, but this time the actual gameplay's good as well. So I'm loving it. It's awesome. If you're not interested in going out and throwing a load of cash at it, maybe check it out on EA Play, because EA Play, even at the basic level of EA Play, formerly known as EA Access, I know we talk about Xbox Game Pass a lot. EA Play's going into Xbox Game Pass when the next-gen consoles come out. So if you've got Xbox Game Pass and you're getting an Xbox Series X or Series S, when that comes out, you will have EA Play within it, which means you'll have a 10-hour FIFA 21 trial that you can play in there. And if you really, really like it, I'm not sure if EA Play Pro is on console, but on PC it is. And that means you get the entire game, all EA games included at launch. And it's just there. You don't have to, similar to how Xbox Game Pass works. I'm not sure if that upgrade's available on console, but certainly it is on PC. So I've not really paid for this game. I've got it included in my EA Play Pro. And then, okay, so I've paid a few quid. I'm putting some FIFA points on there. So they're still getting their pound of flesh out of me. Yeah, but it's one of those things where you can just go out and try it. If you're getting a new Xbox and you've got Game Pass, which if you're getting an Xbox and you've not got Game Pass, you're doing it wrong. This is just another layer to what makes Game Pass awesome. FIFA's going to be in there as well, along with all the other EA stuff. You only get the 10 hours, but 10 hours is plenty of time to decide you're not going to like it or fall in love with it. Most years that 10-hour trial is enough for me. I don't need any more than that. But this year, for the guy who normally plays 10 hours of this a year, the game officially launched this time last week. I had the early access on it, but it's been out a week and I'm already 70 hours deep. Now that's over 2 weeks for me.
You're supposed to be packing.
That's over 2 weeks for me, but that's still like 4 or 5 hours a day on average. Yeah, but I've been streaming it a lot, Anna. Remember, I've been working. It's been work. I love my job. It's great. FIFA's good. And I've stopped playing Football Manager for the year now, so this is it now. FIFA is my game. Until FM21, which is out very, very soon. You can pre-order by the link that Pab's going to put in the description down below. Thanks, Pab. Show notes, Kev's Football Manager link. Say it's cheaper than it is on both Steam and Epic, but also helps support good old Kev. Helps me buy more of them FIFA points, Pab. You want me to earn more FIFA points, don't you? People need to buy Football Manager with my code.
Sure.
My FIFA points. Come on, Pab. Pab, have you put it in yet? That you type in now, putting it in.
It'll be in there. Don't worry.
I'm waiting for someone else to talk about another game now. I've tried to wrap this section up 3 times, and no one's picking up what I'm putting down. Someone talk about some games, for goodness sake.
I kind of went to try and talk, and you just carried on. And I just thought, all right, ignore my subtle little noise. After Pab's glorious review of Mario 35 last week, I got it and tried to do it, and it's bloody hard, Pab.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think you mentioned how hard it was. I've managed to unlock the first 3 levels, and that is how far I was able to get because I'm terrible. I didn't realise it's because I didn't have the stick set as the controller. I had the left sort of up, down, left, right D-pad that they give you.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel right, and when I changed it, it felt a lot better. But everyone else is obviously really good at this, and I'm coming into it, and I suck. People were similar levels, I guess. I don't really understand how the levels work. Does it just put you with people that are of a similar level?
I'd imagine so. I'm not certain if it is like skill-based matchmaking, but I imagine it probably is.
Because I noticed that you know when you go through the pipe, not the pipe, the what they call the cheat bits, the bits where you go through the warp pipes. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
I thought it gave you options of any level that was available to the pool that you were playing in. But when I went through a warp pipe on my 3rd go, it only offered me level 1 or level 2. And I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I will play level 2 again, please.
Because that seems to be the majority of what people are picking in the pool of when they make a selection at the start before the game. I feel like the majority of people are either picking 1-1 or something like that, or very early levels
bizarre,
anyway.
Isn't it?
It's also just what people have got as well. If a lot of people just don't care and just mash the buttons just to get through the system, to get into the loading. So it could be that as well.
It's mad how these games, not to go, because I haven't played much Among Us. I don't think I played at the weekend probably twice, and that was it. But both of these games relying on a community to not do dumb things. It's really frustrating that on this one everyone picks level 1 and level 2, and on Among Us every game you'll see it will start with 10 people, and then suddenly you'll think, oh, I have 8 people. What happened there? And it's because 2 people have left because they weren't the imposter. And it's just people who play community games but don't play by the community rules are terrible and really frustrating. To link to that point, and I wasn't planning on talking about Pokemon Go, but for the first time in ages...
Oh, no!
All right. For the first time in ages, I actually finished my dinner today, looked at my phone and thought, I'm not having that. And I got in my car and I drove across town and took a gym because I put myself in a gym while coming home from picking up my son from school. And I didn't realise till I looked at it, I got knocked out of it within 5 minutes of taking it. Well, it would have been 10 minutes because that's the limit. I got my 1 coin, and when I saw it, I thought this is outrageous. So I just drove back about 10 minutes before it was due to shut for the night, because it shuts at 7:00. Because someone complained that we were all outside his house all the time, taking his gym. So I parked outside it and just sat there, took it, and then guarded it for the next 10 minutes because I'm a loser. It's probably longer than 10 minutes, but I'm not prepared to say how long I was there for. I was doing other things in the game, but I was mostly guarding the gym. Wow. And I told my friend, I was just like, I haven't had to do that for ages, but lately the community spirit in that game has gone really downhill. Again, with lockdown, I guess people aren't going out as much. They're trying to make every gym count, but the whole town is awash with blue people, and it's not good. And yeah, all 3 of those games rely on the community working together, and it doesn't seem to have happened. It's been a bit frustrating. I did play some more Final Fantasy VII is it remake or remaster? I always forget. Remake. And I don't know. I said last week it was annoying me. It still is a bit. I need to get some solid time to play it and try and push through. When I was getting nostalgic about it, I was thinking about the market as a bit, oh yeah, that's a great point. But now I'm actually there playing it, I remember that I really, really liked the game until around that bit, and then it did my head in, and then I got past that bit, and then I loved it because the Shinra building's really cool. And then it becomes an amazing game. But the first, however long it was originally, let's say 8 hours of that game, aren't actually as good as. It's just that they're the ones I've played the most. It's later in the game when it becomes absolutely incredible. So I'm struggling because I've basically hit the slump of that game that I always didn't really enjoy, and I'm not really enjoying it. And it's weird because I think the bit where you have to try and dress Cloud up as a woman is one of the most iconic parts of the game, and everyone kind of goes nuts about that, but I just found it a bit long. I mean, I'm not quite at that yet, but it's just clunky. I'm just like, oh, come on, let me get on with it. Let me just get through. I want to crack on with the story. I mean, I could probably just fail the mission, but I'm trying to be a bit. I don't want to do it 100%. I'm not being a completionist, but I don't want to just bumble through and fail it and miss bits, if that makes sense. I kind of want to enjoy what they've done, but I'm not at a great part of it. So what I have, and I'm going to get another groan from Kev, what I have gone back to in preparation.
Don't you dare say Simpsons tapped out or you are off.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that. I had a long conversation about that on Twitter with Bouncy, didn't I?
Who?
Do you know what? That game is on its absolute death throes now, Kev, you'll be pleased to know.
Good. Delighted with that.
Considering it's been going longer than the podcast, hasn't it? I remember it was relatively popular when we started talking about it. We got at least 2 people, I think, tweet us saying that they miss us talking about that, and that made me laugh. But that is so thin now on content. The characters they're adding in are like old ones you've missed or something like that. They've really ran out of people to put in it. I worked out with Bouncy that I've got over 300 characters and he's got 450 and he has nothing else to do, but he still plays it every day.
What's he doing?
I don't know, building up his money, getting... It sounds like... He said to me, oh, I'm really pleased with the donut Homer they put in it. I had a quick look at that when the update came out on my phone, and that donut Homer cost 10 quid. I'm not buying that, but Bouncy is apparently. He's been shoveling money on EA to get all the new characters. I think the man's hooked.
What an idiot. Who's going to give EA money for stuff? Idiots.
It's not necessary these days, is it? But, yeah, I wasn't going on about that. What I was going to say is the next DLC on Pokemon Sword and Shield comes out on the 22nd, and I realised I thought I'd finished the last DLC that came out a few months back, but actually I'm just near the end of it. And there's this cool feature in the last DLC where once you've completed the story on it, you get to effectively, it's not officially called this, but you effectively become like a gym leader. And I think I'd mentioned this before. You can stand in this dojo that you've been working with, and you actually can build up, I can't remember what they call it, watts I think they're called. They're basically currency, and you can give them to this woman and she'll upgrade the dojo. So she adds in these vending machines, she adds in a Pokemon Center, computer that does stuff, somebody that makes your Pokemon stronger, move trainers, and I've basically powered her up, given her enough money to fund this building and make it the best it can be. And then once I complete the next boss, I thought I'd done it earlier and then I got killed on the last battle. Once I beat him, I become the expert trainer in that dojo, and people can come to me, and I can pick 3 Pokemon of the same type. So I could have like a fighting type Pokemon or a steel type Pokemon. They have to be the same type, and then people will just come and fight me to have the honour of beating the champion or whatever. And apparently at first it's a little bit easy. You know, they'll come to you with whatever rubbish they've left lying around and they've just caught, and then if people will start, as your reputation grows, they'll start coming to attack you, and you have to try and keep your streak going. But you might have like 3 level 100 grass Pokemon and they'll turn up with their fire Pokemon and completely destroy you. But I just thought it's quite cool that you can kind of sit there and try and do these streaks and kind of play like you're a gym leader essentially, which is new for the game. So yeah, I'm just trying to get into it again because, as I say, the next expansion's coming out on the 22nd. It sounds quite exciting. You basically, because you're the champion of the region, they send you on an expedition to the Pokemon version of Scotland, which is unexplored. You have to just wander around in snow in all the rocks and just see what Pokemon are up there. And I don't really know much yet because I've stayed away from spoilers. All I know is that all the old legendaries that weren't in the most recent game are in this. If you don't buy the DLC, you can still get it. You can still trade them. You can still have them in your Pokedex, but they're adding. You can go and catch them in the game if you have the DLC. Again, the internet being annoying. We were talking about people ranting earlier about FIFA or other games. The internet are always saying that these DLCs are an hour long, or they're not much content, or the game was rubbish because of this, that, and the other. And I know I was worried about it because I've seen so many people being negative. But A, all the content, all the Pokemon are there without paying. But B, The first part of the DLC has taken me well longer than an hour. I don't know how people were playing that in an hour. It's a great bit of DLC, and I'm quite excited about the next bit. They've added in this like den hunting thing where you kind of go in with a team and you go through the den beating legends and trying to catch them. And I haven't read too much. So I'm trying to avoid being spoilt, but whatever. It was a couple of tweets they put out. It just sounded cool. So yeah, I'm excited. That's coming out next week, and I'm just getting prepared for it because you know me, I'm a fiend.
Certainly are a fiend. I think what we should probably do at this juncture is make sure Sheepdog's got a way to pay for that DLC. So if we just quickly throw over to an ad, and then we'll continue to go about our business. And we're back. Bet you love that ad. I love that ad. Don't know what it was, but I just know I would have loved it. I hope you loved it too. Sheepdog, were you done talking about what you played this week? Are you done counting your ad money?
Yeah, I'm just going through the bank app now, actually. I literally just loaded it. The moment you said money, I thought, I wonder how much I've got this week.
Outstanding. Pab.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to tell us either what you're going to spend your ad money on, or maybe just if you want to tell us about what games you played this week, that's okay too.
Okay, so... okay, so... I wasn't planning
it's not a hard question. Were you expecting this question, Pat?
No.
It feels like this is taking you by surprise.
I wasn't starting on what I'm about to talk about. So I'm playing a free-to-play game that is on iOS, Android, PS4, and PC.
Are you expecting us to guess what it is?
No.
Okay.
No, it's a game called Genshin Impact. And it looks like Breath of the Wild, but more anime.
This is one of the ones that was in all these memes about killing Among Us and Fall Guys.
Probably.
This was
is. It's quite big right now. And yeah, it wants you to spend money. It's like a...
How dare they?
I know. Free-to-play game wanting you to spend money. Who'd have thought of it?
It's like these people want to get paid, the scumbags.
Crazy, isn't it?
It was this one I mentioned before the show was paying people to play it as well.
Probably.
Yeah,
probably.
Paying the big streamers to go and stream it to make a fad out of it, funnily enough.
Yeah, it's big right now. I don't know what it was. I've resisted for about 2 weeks. It's been out for a little bit now, and I resisted for about 2 weeks. And I just thought... Just one day I was like, I don't really know. I'm at a loss of what I want to play. And I was like, it's free. Sod it, let's just do it. And I tell you what, it ain't half bad. For what it isn't half bad. It looks like Zelda. It has the mechanics of Zelda, so you have like a stamina meter so you can climb anything and everything. And you have a glider type thing. The fighting mechanics and the battling mechanics aren't quite as good.
I'm trying to stifle a laugh there, Pab, because you were like, it ain't half bad. It's like Zelda. And I'm thinking, so it's all bad. It's like, it sounds terrible. It sounds like the worst game ever. Why would they do this?
Well, you didn't play Breath of the Wild, so you don't have any.
I did. Proper turd.
Yeah.
I've played Zelda games before, Pab.
Yeah, but that's nothing like Zelda Breath of the Wild. So don't get me started on that.
If they want me to play it, they need to put a way for me to have a quick go on it on my Switch without having to pay 70 quid or whatever insane amount of money they want for it.
I don't know.
Probably not that much right now, but yeah, it's a lot for Zelda games. Just they do look good, but they're not.
It is good. It
is a very good game
from the other Zelda games I've played.
Very good. But yeah, well. If how does Zero take your fancy, Sheepdog? Because this one's free.
Well, did you say it was on iOS?
It's on iOS, Android, PS4, and PC.
Yeah, but
and
there's people getting paid to play it. He's not interested in free anymore. He wants to get paid to play it.
That's it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I might message them and say, by the way, listen to this podcast where I'm saying...
By the way, I like money. Give me money and I'll play your game.
No, I was thinking, I'll say to them, Look, mate, you listen to 10 years of these podcasts. I've been slacking off Zelda games for 10 years. Listen to me. If you give me money, I'll tell everyone that this game's brilliant.
In my experience, people love it when you start with, listen to me. Oi, Listen up, idiot.
Numb nuts.
You're going to learn something. Come here.
But yeah, no, if they could get old Sheepdog on board, then people would be like, whoa, that's an opinion we can value because we know how much he hates Zelda games.
Here's something else that might interest you. You start off as there is a main protagonist of the game, and you collect other characters.
Pokemon, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You have to catch them in the ball.
No, you buy them. You make wishes, and there is a chance. It is a proper gacha game sort of system where you have it's like card packs, and you open them and you
tell me more, pal.
No, Kevin.
So you open card packs. So they're like card packs, but they're not. And there is a chance of you getting a character. There's a higher chance of you getting a 2-star weapon, but there is a chance of you getting
stars in this as well.
Yeah, they are starred loot. So you have like one to 5
Did you
starred
just say
loot.
Loot as well?
Loot, yeah, like
You're getting all three of us.
Yeah, Anna's now like sitting up straight.
Is this game real, Pab, or have you just been set a challenge to make all three of us want to play the same thing before you go, it's not real?
Oh, I wish, because it is all of that and more. So, like I say, it does all that stuff, and it, of course it starts you off with a certain amount of. It's like, here, just have a certain amount of currency for free. Have that on others, it's fine. Yeah, just make as many wishes as you want. Get your characters, whatever, it's fine. And you do get certain amounts of that currency drip fed to you at certain points, and you get certain things like daily login bonuses, daily this sort of thing, this, that, and the other. Do this, do that. There's your achievements for it. Get all this, and it's all there. Like all this stuff is there, and then it starts going into paid currency. So there's a paid currency, and then there is another currency that you have to transfer that paid currency into to get certain items from the store, and then you have to convert that currency into the wishes. It's like you have to. It's like the several like currency exchanges for you to get.
Yeah, they've got to make sure you have absolutely no connection with how much money you're spending by the time you spend it.
Pretty much, yeah. It seems that way. It's bizarre, but as of yet, I have not spent any money. I want to say I'm probably. What am I now? 8 to 10 hours in, £0 spent, and I'm hoping to keep it that way. So far, you don't really need it. I feel like at a certain point, it's going to require you to do it because each character you get has a different like element ability to them. So they have a fire one, they have a wind guy, they have a like a kinesis kind of like mage, and then you have all these different. They're all connected to different abilities. So at a certain point, it's going to gate me off where it's going to say, "You need this kind of a character. You don't have him." You could roll the dice and see if you can get one. So you never know. There is going to come a point.
Do you just keep rolling that dice? I know you probably wasn't a literal dice. But
no, but I mean, potentially, yeah. Because you can't just buy them. Also, that what's sneaky is they give you. There are like character trials. So there is like a page where it's like, you can earn some currency. Just do the trial on this character, so you can then play as a certain character for a certain amount of time, and then they go away again. And for doing that, you earn some currency. But it also gives you a taste of what that character plays like, and thinks that character's really good. I want to try and get that character now. And like I say, there are like there's like just standard wishes. And then there's like these like separate wishes that do certain things, and then there's like wishes that have just like one character. And it's pretty much buy this character sort of thing, and their characters rotate in and out on a daily basis, whatever. So you get different characters each day that you can purchase. But yeah, the game itself plays relatively fine. It is very much kind of anime. I don't want to say Zelda because it's not quite Zelda, but it kind of is. As a story of like your brother gets kidnapped and you are trying to find him, and you have to go to this like the Knights of Favonius, which is like a group inside this big city that are trying to help you, and there's a big dragon that's turned up, and you seem to like rescued a town from it, you basically scare it away, and then you suddenly become an honorary knight of Favonius, and you then doing quests for them. And yeah, it's fine. The combat's fine. It's been relatively straightforward until today when I was on stream, and suddenly it ramped up the difficulty a bit. Where it's like, I enjoyed playing this game because I didn't really have to put much brain power into it. I was just running from A to B, kill everything in the way on the way sort of thing, and I can keep an eye on chat at the same time. But today, it's like the enemies were sort of similarly level to what I was, and it became like, you've got to pay attention else you're going to die. So it became a thing of like, I've now got to pay attention to what I'm doing, which I kind of like, to be fair, because like I say, I was just kind of mindlessly going through it and not understanding what the hell was going on and the different currencies and different things that I was getting given. I had no idea. I was just collecting it and just mashing the continue button. The other thing is, because it's a game from, I think it's a game from China. I think China or Japan. Its control scheme is, you know how on PlayStation the circle button is continue in Japan and China and what have you, and X is back. It's the same system as that, so it's like B is continue, A is back, and the amount of times I am forever just getting confused and mixed up with like forward and back through menus, or accidentally purchasing something with my wishes that I had because I didn't realise I was trying to back out of the menu rather than doing it. I didn't like that. That's insidious as well. It's naughty that when you're on that wishes like menu, you click a button and it instantly buys it. Even if you made a mistake, it's not like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to buy it? It's like, nope, it's doing it. The animation of you opening that card pack's going. And you're like, that's naughty. I wasn't planning on doing that, but fine, whatever. So yeah, I'll play more of this and see how we get on. See if it starts to gate me out of it enough to where it's like, yeah, but if you spend a tenner, you can get these characters and you'll be fine. You can play another few more hours. There's a thing as well. There's a cooking mini game in there like Zelda, and there's also there's a section of cooking where it's like, this is going to take an hour. Come back in an hour. I was like, you've got all the mobile games in this, haven't you? You've got all the things of like, oh, you can boost. You can boost it. You can boost it now with some coins to get to do it triple fast. You're like, oh, you snidey game. It's like, okay, it's free to. You got to keep telling myself it's free to play. They're making money somewhere. That's what they're doing. It's fine.
So this is why I like Go's. You can spend money to make this egg hatch quicker, but you're still gonna have to walk. And I have to sit there going, do I want to walk 5 kilometres or do I want to walk 2.5 kilometres?
Yeah.
And ultimately, I don't walk at all. I just shake my phone a little bit and hatch one egg every few weeks. But yeah, I'm not sitting there waiting for something to cook for 3 hours. That seems a bit mad.
Well, you don't wait for it. All I do normally is if there was like a hot dog or something I could make. And I just put it. It's
taking an hour to make a hot dog.
Well, it's whatever it is. I don't know what it was. It was something like a hot dog, something like that. And I just put it on, and I just left it there. And the next time I went to cook some food, it was like, "Oh, this is ready." And I was like, "All right, I forgot all about that." Boom. Okay.
It's mouldy now.
Yeah, I can now make some flour. Okay, I'll put it on. That'll take 2 hours. Okay, great. I'll leave it on, leave it going. I'll come back in a bit. And I just forgot all about it. But yeah, I tell you what, it isn't half bad. Like I say, for a free-to-play game, it's all right. And like I say, it's cross-play. So in theory, I could get it on my phone, and I could play some at work at my lunch break, and then I could come back and then log onto my PC and carry on from where I was on my phone, and vice versa. It's cool. It's all right. I tell you what, for like I say, for a free to play game that's, like I say, so far has been fine. I've not been gouged on anything yet. I've not been ripped off. I've not been like gated out of the game where it's like requiring me to put money into it to progress.
You reminded me, Pab, that not to annoy Kev by going back on the tap, but I ripped myself off the other day, I accidentally pressed a button and it come up going, that's £2. And I thought I could press cancel, or I could just double tap and go, yes, here's £2. So we're laughing at Bouncy, but I did that the other day. Just went, yeah, £2, all right. Go on, tapped out. I've been playing you for a decade. They're probably still not broke 20 quid out of me in all that time, and they're making it out of Bouncy left, right, and centre. But I did feel silly that I literally just mispressed and was like, go on then. But that's how they'll get you. They'll just, they're probably hearing, is it Genshin Impact. They'll be like, quick, add in buttons that Sheepdog can accidentally press. But that's another way I've changed, because I think
that's the thing,
10 years ago, I'd have been hunting them down for that £2 back.
It wouldn't have done the double tap to confirm. It had just done it. You'd have accidentally pressed it and it's gone. You spent it. It's too late. It's gone now. You're in. That's what I found it so far.
Wallet.
Yeah, it's just like I know you didn't mean to press that, but it's tough. You've pressed it now. It's in. It's gone, mate. Sorry. Enjoy this card pack with a sword and a bow and arrow in it. Thank you. Yeah, it's fine. It's like I say, I'll see what it is. I'll report back when I've played more of it and whether it's just become mean. But we'll see. What else have I played? So for my Shocktober streams, God.
Such a nerd.
I know.
Pab, I've seen Shocktober mentioned everywhere since last week now. It's
Good.
the Xbox Haunted horror game collection. It was a humble bundle, I think, maybe. Yeah, everyone's using it.
Good.
You're on,
Good.
You're
I'm a trendsetter.
on fleek.
What can I say? Or someone in my chat was a trendsetter. I didn't. I nicked it off someone else. Last week I played Dead by Daylight on my stream. And that's another game I have no clue about what's going on. It's a 4v1 game where there's four innocents, as it were, like and a monster, like a well, what have they got on there? They got like a Jason from the Jason films, or they got all these different weird monsters and what have you, and you have to, as these four kids, as it were, or whoever it is, you have to repair these engines on this map. You have to repair 4 engines, like generators, and once you've repaired all 4 generators on the map, you can open the big gate at the end of the map, and you can go out and you've escaped and you've won the level. And all you got to do is just stay out of the way of the monster, and do that. Yeah, and you'd think it's as simple as that, but no, it's heck. It's dead hard. It's dead hard. I didn't find it overly scary. It was more tense, anything like that. So it was fine. It was like what I tell you what's more scary is the fact that when you're doing these, like repairing these motors and like these generators, there's like a skill check pops up, and it's like makes this like jarring like noise as it does it, and it's like a skill check, and you've got like this like circle on the screen, and you've got to hit the button in this little section on the circle. You've got to like hit it in the right spot, and then if you don't do it, the generator kind of blows up and it makes a noise, and then the monster knows where you are, and you just got to scatter out. You just got to bolt and just make a run for it. And it's fine. I don't think I won once. I played as the monster once, because I think everybody just wants to play the monster in this game. It's not hard to get a game as one of the survivors sort of thing. But to play as the monster, I was in a queue for about 5 minutes, and I did win that game, because it's basically just running around, and you have an ability, and you just have a big weapon, and you just slash at them, and then you pick them up, you put them on a hook, and then they just basically wait till they die, and then that's it. You've won. People love this game. This game is massively popular. It's huge on Twitch and all these different places. And yeah, I thought it was all right. It was fine. It would have been better to play with actual, people in the community, so rather than playing on my own like I was just playing. And yeah, like I said, it's not only is it a huge game for people love it. The game itself has so much depth to it. It's similar to like Genshin. It has so many different layers of like purchasing things and like cosmetics and abilities and all these things you can unlock, and it's like I don't understand any of this stuff. I've never felt so old just going, wait, what? Hang on, this is what? What? I didn't understand any of it. all the menus of like all the different abilities, and you've got to use these blood gems and all this stuff. I was like, nah, I'm just going to play it. I'm just gonna run around and just not get killed. So I played some of that, and the other game that I played was Little Nightmares. And I tell you what, that is one of my favourite games that I've played this year. It is genuinely.
You played this, didn't you, Anna?
I did, long time ago.
It's so good. It's such a good game.
Why are you only playing this now, Pav?
I've had it for ages. I've had it for a long time, and someone suggested it to me for one of these Shocktober streams, and I just thought, let's give it a go. I've been meaning to do it for a long time. And I tell you what, it is such a good... It's a good platformer. It's a good puzzler. And
it's creepy.
It's creepy as hell. It's weird. The enemies are weird, lumpy monster people that looks like they're melting most of the time. And I played it for about 2 hours maybe, yeah. And I played it and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I played it all through on stream, and then on the Sunday I played a bit more, and I was like, "Oh, you finished it?" I was like, "What? Oh, finished it?" It's just over 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's not long at all.
God damn, that was so good. Then I found out that there's DLC for it, and it's a whole separate. There's a separate story, and then I realised I bought the complete edition on Switch at some point earlier in the year, and you can play it. You can play the second, the separate story, like standalone sort of thing. You don't have to play through the first story. I was like, oh, great result. So I'll play that at some point now. I'll now get to play the second half of the story. There's apparently like a second child that you're going to play as.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, result. So now I'm going to get to play it, and it's like I say, it's such a good platforming, puzzle-based, adventure game. That's just, yeah, it's very good. It's like I say, it's not like scary per se, but it's very creepy and weird. It's like, I feel like it's got almost child friendly kind of scary. It's not scary it's not horror. It's not going to get frightened. So I mean, let's say if you were to play at Sheepdog with kids, I don't think they'd be running.
I think it's more aimed at Emily than Oliver.
I was going to say,
probably.
If I showed my
Probably.
son I was trying to put Goosebumps on and he wouldn't let me. He doesn't like anything remotely scary.
Yeah.
If you say the word zombie now, he doesn't. He won't sleep. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's literally
yeah.
the word. But Emily, she'd be into some horror. Apparently, she tells the scariest horror stories out of all of her friends at school. So that's mildly unsettling. I don't know what she's telling them, but she'd probably love it.
There you go. So I will play the DLC for that at some point. It's up to now, that is genuinely one of my favourite games that I've played this year. It was a pleasure to play. It was so good. It reminded me of Spirited Away. Have you seen Spirited Away? The
Final Fantasy.
The film, I can't remember what it's called.
I was going to say, you didn't talk about the film.
It reminded
I thought it was a game that ripped them off.
No, it reminded me of Spirited Away. With all these weird, creepy monsters and what have you, and it's very good. Anyway,
there's a comic for it as well, Pab.
Oh yeah, it probably is. Yeah.
There is. Right. We've got the comic as well because Anna liked it so much she bought the comic.
Yes, I remember.
What's the comic? Same name.
Little Nightmares.
Yeah. The last thing I played a couple of weeks ago. I forgot to talk about it last week. A couple of weeks ago, I booked a day off work and I booked a day off work with my friends, and we all three of us.
I don't remember us being there.
No. No.
Oh, I see.
No.
You won't drive down for Kev's housewarming.
Yeah, no, I get it. You had all your friends there.
All
Me
my
and
friends.
Sheepdog sat at home.
Yeah.
Was Anna there then?
Probably.
I wasn't. No.
She left Anna out.
So what I did, we had got on Discord and had a chat, and I was like, what we're going to play, and someone said, let's play Sea of Thieves. So we played Sea of Thieves, and I think we played Sea of Thieves all day.
Do you want to say Sea
God,
of
I'm
Thieves?
glad I wasn't there.
Honest to God, It's genuinely, it's so different from when I first played that game. It was so much fun just running around on the ship, messing about, and there's like these.
I'm glad you had fun, Pab. Thanks for the invite.
Like this big old story kind of thing in there now. It's like where there's like the quest. You got to find a quest.
Wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
You didn't invite us.
You never played it.
Yeah.
Sheepdog, you can't do it. You'd be sick.
Oh no, I'm not going anywhere near a boat game. No,
Exactly.
You're right.
But yeah, it's like I said, there's a quest system, and you have to take a quest off some guy, and he gives you like a book, and then you've got to work out riddles to fathom out where the next clue is, and you've got to work out where it is on the map. You go to like this island, and you find it, and then you then find like an artifact, and then you have to find somewhere to put this artifact, and then you have to do the book updates sort of thing as you're going along, and it's like more riddles and puzzles and skeletons to kill and what have you, and all this stuff along the way. I tell you what, like I say, it was genuinely fun just trying to fathom out what you've got to do, whilst dodging Russians trying to shoot you on the pirate ship, which is we didn't have any. We had mute chat on, so I couldn't shout back to them, but they were trying to talk to us, and we definitely couldn't speak back to them. So they just sank our ship and buggered off. But yeah, tell you what, like I say, I kid you not, I reckon we spent probably 5 hours playing this game. And the only reason we stopped playing is because the next mission we did glitched out, I think, or something happened where I had to. We had the thing to hand in the item to hand in at the end of the quest, and I went to the person to hand it in, and the only prompt I had to this person was sell this chest for however much money, and I sold it, and I went. The second I did it, I went. I don't think I was meant to sell that. I think I meant to hand it in instead of sell it. So we got like 38 gold coins for it instead of doing this like hour-long quest that we'd just done. And I was like, I think we've got to do it again. So we were like, okay, then we'll do this another time. But yeah, I tell you what, that game is all right. That game is genuinely okay. It's on Game Pass. Go and get your friends together. Have a go on Sea of Thieves. It is all right. It is genuinely a fun game to play with if you've got a group of people. I wouldn't necessarily say it's. There are ways of playing it solo, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I think there's more fun to be had with other people.
How many would you say you need in the group, Pab?
Well, 4's your maximum. We did it with 3.
4, so we've got me, Sheepdog, Anna. We need a 4th, really. We got a 4th friend we can include that anyone can think of.
You wouldn't play it. Earlier.
Yeah, you wouldn't play it. I know you wouldn't play it. Sheepdog definitely wouldn't play it. Unless you want to see him, just hear him just vomiting.
Neither of us got the option to play it, did we?
Oh, stop it.
I mean, Pab, if we could predict me getting motion sick with games, then, we'd know what the problem was. So I'm guessing...
I'm quietly confident you would not be able to act this. I'm quite... I was getting queasy. The ship was rocking that much. I was getting a bit queasy at certain points. I was thinking, I'm feeling a bit motion sick here.
Guilty? Was that the feeling you had? No?
No.
The weight of betrayal on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh.
You two are mean.
We're mean!
Mean boys.
My word. Anna, why don't you tell us what you've played this week?
Sweet nothing.
What platform's that on?
On absolutely nothing.
You've been playing at selling all your old games, haven't
I have, yes. I sold a very what's the word?
Stupid old game.
No, I think it's like a cult following or something, because I sold. Let me just go on to.
Is it a game for perverts?
No, it's called Project 03: The Tormented. I remember playing this game like back in the day on PlayStation 2. And basically, it's a Japanese game, but it's English. I think it's either dubbed or it's been put English subtitles, but I can't remember. But basically, you go around scary places, and your weapon is a camera, and you look through the camera, you take pictures of them.
I remember this. Yeah.
So I found it in the garage last week, and I thought, I'll sell it. Didn't think much of it. Just thought, it'll just go for what it goes for. It's a 14-year-old game. It started at like £12, and I got £57.63 for it. So
That's
yeah,
mad, isn't it?
Because like yesterday, it got to that price, but then someone cancelled their bids and it went down to 24, and I was like, well, that's fine, I don't mind. But then again, it went up again, so it seems to have a little of a following. And I don't know why, but that's a chunk off my PlayStation 4. And then I sold my Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Silent Hill 2 Special Edition, my Funko Pop of RuPaul, I think that's his name. What else I've got? Mario Kart 8, Super Mario 3D World.
I don't think this is reviewing games. This is just you talking through eBay successes.
That's
different podcasts.
That's all I've done. I've just been... Because, like, basically, we had a clear out. I found all of them. I thought, you know what? Like, these were all in the garage. So I haven't seen them for at least 8 years. So I got them, I sold them, and now I have them... Like, so I'm supposed to be packing... But I just have a pile of games at the moment to get rid of. But I haven't played anything. I seen that Torchlight 3 was out. I wanted to go for it, but I'm thinking, I haven't got time to play it, and it's like £32. And is it going to be playable on the next generation? Because I'm not going to pay like, what is it, the £32 that it is, and then not be able to play it on next gen. Like, what's the point? Because I'm going to have to disconnect all of my consoles, and I don't know when they're going to be put back together. So
I am nervous, Anna, that your 10 years later comparison between early podcast and now is going to be you're going to become the one who doesn't play anything each week. You'll start just telling us mad stories about your week while me and Kev go review loads of random games extensively.
Well, no, today I sat there and I ordered £120 worth of games for like the next couple of weeks. So like I went.
So she's still mental. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I paid like £60 for Assassin's Creed because it comes with all the DLC, and I like DLC. I paid £60 for Watch Dogs because it has all the DLC, and I wasn't going to. I was like, I don't need that. But then I look at it and go, oh, it's got extra this, extra. Oh, do all the DLC. I'll love all that, because the thing is, I buy the DLC for the boring games and don't like them. So this time, I've bought the DLC for the games I do want to play. Like I do, like all the recent Assassin's Creeds, I've loved all of their DLC. It's excellent. Watch Dogs, I've loved each and every one of them. Like, I know there's only been 2, but even 1, I loved it. I just, the whole aesthetic just pleased me, and I liked it. And then I saw today, I was just going through, going, what is this? Oh, Borderlands Season 2? I was like, excuse me, do I get this for free because I bought the stupid amount of plastic? But no, apparently I'm going to have to pay for that. But yeah, they now have a Season 2 of Borderlands 3, and I'm all for that. Why not? Because it's going to be enhanced, they're going to put more stuff, you're going to get a new table where you put your points in. So bring on next gen. I just probably won't be able to play it all at the same time because I have a real job now. So that's going to be interesting. Where am I going to
You'll get paid holiday that you can take at certain periods of the
year. Not in the 2 weeks, though. Not between
now. No, not now. You're not. You've got to do the work a little bit first. But once that kicks in, you'll be laughing. You'll be like, "Oh, Borderlands 4. Let's just book a month off." And yeah,
a month off is so. Maybe
she needs much longer than that.
But no, like, games are coming. They're there. They're milling over. Like, I know Assassin's Creed's gone gold. I know Cyberpunk's gone gold. So everything's coming through. There's no more delays, because delays this year have, like, yes, COVID was a thing, but they haven't had delayed Cyberpunk 3 times. I swear to God, if they did it again, I would die. I would just be like, why? Why tell us about a game and then just delay and then delay? Like, I understand it's a big game. I've seen the script. The script is ridiculously big. There was a picture on Twitter. I was like, oh my God, that's... Or maybe Instagram. But it's massive. Like, it's ridiculous. But they're coming and I'm ready for it.
Do you? What are your thoughts on Cyberpunk? I'm guessing you are expecting it to live up to the hype. What about Kevin Pab? Are you expecting it to be?
Well, I had a lovely sleep during it at EGX, so I won't be playing it.
You will. You'll walk in the room, you'll do your mole and go, what is this then? Kevin's game, and then I won't be able to play it because Kevin wants to play it. I've met him, but. I'm so excited.
I've just got this nervous feeling because I see what people are saying about it and it's not out, and you just think it's going to be one of those games, isn't it? I've just got this gut feeling. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'd love to be proved wrong and then get it and enjoy it, but every time I look at it at the moment, I'm like, this isn't going to be as good as people expect it to be. And
well, it's CG Project Red. Like I don't think they've done a bad game yet, but I've only played Witcher. I don't know if they've made anything else, if I'm honest, but I love The Witcher. The Witcher is just mad. But even if it, like, I have literally, like, the only thing I've ever done for Cyberpunk was watch the EGX thing. I don't watch any of the night market stuff. I don't watch any of that. I rarely follow anything that's, like, I'll see it on Instagram, a picture here and there, and I won't read what it is about. I'll just say, that looks pretty. But the whole aesthetic of that game just pleases me immensely, and I am all for that. Like, you can mod yourself. That's excellent. That's just mad. But yeah, I'm all for Cyberpunk. But then, like, Watch Dogs looks the Legion looks the same. It's all holograms and lighting and neon and whatnot, but you're in London, and I'm like, I've been to London, I know what London looks like I can go to Camden Town, yes please. Like, I haven't been there this year, and I like Camden, but doing it where it's all neon and just looks really good, and it's London, like, what's not to like? So I'm all for. And then obviously Assassin's Creed, just gotta love it. It's just so. But yeah, I'm ready for my Ubisoft and CD Projekt Red games, because I think that's all I'm buying this year. Like, I don't, because I know Astrobot comes with the PlayStation 5, but I think that's me at the moment. And plus, I won't have the time. Like, I have to have a real job now. I can't just sit in a garage and play games like people I know. Hey, Kevin. But no,
not sitting in a garage playing games anymore. I've got an office now, Anna.
I have played nothing, so yeah, yay for me. Though I did buy that Hades game.
Yes.
Don't get it. Not a clue.
What? Well,
I've no idea what people are going on about
playing
this game. I bought. Really, I've played it for a while, and like, I got.
This is another thing I was asked to play on stream.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I have
it's
it.
amazing.
I don't get it. I really have no idea why people are losing their minds over this. But again, I don't think it's aimed at me. Maybe, I don't know.
Very good.
Like, I liked the not language, but like the acting. I liked all that. It's all voiced and everything, but I don't understand the game. It's very hard, I find. I mean, I get to like these three, like, so basically it's like a random generated, like, I don't even know what it is.
What?
Roguelike?
It's a roguelike. It is a roguelike.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I refuse to play it, because it's a roguelike.
But then I get to this room. It's always the same. So this one room with these three guys in, and I cannot for the life of me beat them.
The room with three guys
and then, yeah, it's like a boss room, and they kill me, and then you just start again. And like, you literally just start again. You go around a loop with. I've just
but you get to upgrade. You get to upgrade yourself, and then you, honest to God, yeah, Just
like, I only played it for like 2 hours.
Just trust me on this. Keep playing this one, because this one's very good. This is... You remember you like Dead Cells?
I do like Dead Cells.
Yeah. It's
You can find it's called Dead Alice.
Yeah,
it's called Dead Alice.
It's as good as... It's good, if not better, than that.
Or maybe I should, because like we've got next week, we have to not be in our house for 3 hours and just sit outside of it because of COVID. So I'll probably play that in the car, or we're just sitting there watching all that stuff move and give it another go.
Yep. Do so.
I'll set my PC up in the car so I can play Football Manager.
You're not doing that. Just play the Vita one or
Switch.
the phone one.
I'm gonna set my PC up. It'll be fine.
Couldn't you just move your save onto a laptop and like run it in the back?
Can't I play it on a laptop like a peasant, Sheepdog? What do you think this is? I know. Peasant Kev used to. Goodness me. Right, are we done, boys and girls? Can we wrap this thing up?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I suggest if people have already forgotten the changes to the schedule that I mentioned at the start of the show, a good way around remembering would be to follow us on Twitter at MGUK Podcast, because Sheepdog will keep you well up to date over there. If you just want hilarious observations of daily life, though, you should follow me everywhere on the internet at Lelujo.
You can follow me at RB6K, and I'll usually respond to his hilarious tweets with even funnier tweets.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Fab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
Ooh, Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
See you next week, boys and girls. We won't. We'll see you in 2 weeks, boys and girls.
Have a good fortnight.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.